Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in. This is another Breakout Sniper video, and I figured we'd go around the world here and looking at some charts that might be interesting. Of course, in front of us here is the S&P 500. Lately, we've had a bit of pullback here. Let's look at the original. We're down like 200 points, pretty much, exactly 200 points after some Federal Reserve members in America, the central bank, they backtracked just a little bit on their prognostications for further rate cuts, tightening liquidity a little bit and causing some volatility to appear. See the dollar also basing out and heading a little bit higher. It's failing here with resistance, so maybe this dollar trade might already be ending here after a somewhat weak bounce, but it's too early to say. But as I said here, the subject is different here. Let's go country by country. I have a lot of ETFs that I look at. Of course, SPY, we just saw it's the S&P 500. It was riding the 10, 20, and 50 here, 50-day moving average rather well. We have some support below here, the other two blue lines. So this is a 10, this is a 20, this is a 50, this is a 100, and this is a 200-day exponential moving average. So we're obviously still in a bull trend. A lot of support below, also here around this is technical support, and that 50-day exponential moving average support. So maybe we just pull back into that, just a cyclical corrections. It's kind of run-of-the-mill correction probably, guys. I mean, these tech earnings are really good. They keep putting out, so this is not like the year 2000 where stocks are ramping and there's no profits to be had. These things are making a lot of money. These big caps, mega caps, or whatever you want to call them. Also, the Fed's gonna keep lowering interest rate. I don't know what pace, but they're likely to keep lowering interest rates. So that will help the boost the stock market probably a little bit further here. Still rather bullish, and I think this is going to be a dip that you want to be buying. I don't know if the dip ends here or if we go back to this here. Also possible, or we retrace all the way to this one. But I don't think it's going to go lower than this one. So at one point it's going to bottom out, and we're going to have that end of year rally. I don't know if it's the next week or the week after that, or maybe we'll have to wait till December. But at one point, I think the bulls are going to be quite happy again. Okay. Total stock market, yeah, very broad index. Okay. This is Canada. Friendly neighbors of America. Also showing some weakness here. Let's give them this. It's right on support here. Breaking the 50-day moving average also. Not phenomenally looking. So there could be some more downside there. Maybe also pulls into the 100-day moving average or into this here. This area. Mexico. Yeah, it's barreling off its highs as well. Looking very strong actually. You would figure with President Trump in office, this would not be as strong as it is, but it had a banner year actually. It had a banner year. Let's see. This is up like 45%. That's not bad for the stock market index, is it? Brazil, one of my favorite teams here, also to look for value for the trading side. It's certainly volatile, as you can tell. There's big pullbacks here, but it keeps chugging along. It keeps respecting these moving averages here, and it seems like when many of these moving averages are compressing, you want to be buying, like here or here. These are some nice corrections in a what I think is probably a secular bull market. So Brazil looking good, one of the stronger stock markets around the globe this year for sure. It's up 50% pretty much. So about the same as Mexico. Chile, same picture, guys. Same picture. Up a lot, also 40% or something. Really in a nice bull market here. Even with the dollar going higher, it hasn't really had a tightening effect on these stronger emerging markets, which you generally would expect. So maybe this dollar rally is just a tiny cyclical thingy that will soon fade. We'll see. But if you look at these charts, I mean, you can't really say that this is bearish looking, right? Argentina, a lot of political upheaval there, and then it's when things weren't looking so sunny for Javier Milei, the stock market went down a lot, and now that things are looking very well for him and his party, the stock market is rocketing again. But of course, before this, 2024, phenomenal year, phenomenal. So close to all-time highs, and it's likely to be that these are exceeded these levels, though it's extended on the short term here. I mean, we've had a rip from like 3 weeks ago from 70 to 90 here, even to 96 in the ARGT ATF Argentina. So this might need to pull back a little bit, go to 86 or whatever, perhaps something like that. But the trend is up for sure. China, big bull market, big bull market. Everybody's ignoring it. That's what's interesting about this one. Nobody's really like, oh, China is my um, number one country that we're in. You know, my number one allocation. You don't hear a lot of people about China, and I think that's a great thing. Let's see here. I have some short-term resistance. Seems to be making a little bit of a flag here, or a pennant, or whatever you want to call it. So I think this will resolve to the upside. We'll see. Maybe when this dollar strength here abates, which might be happening right now as we speak, maybe we do get that upside, and this thing is gonna go to maybe I don't know, maybe 100 or something, and by the end of next year. Who knows? I wouldn't rule it out, guys. Hong Kong, all-time high. Taiwan, strong. South Korea, very, very strong, guys. I mean, at one point it was up more than 100% from the April low. Seems to be consolidating a little bit after real strong run, but very bullish. Japan bullish. India. This has been. I believe in the Indian growth story for a longer term, but the comeback of China, a lot of people are rotating out of India. That has been a great team for investors, rotating out of India back into China as the stock market got a little bit more animated. So that's a lot where a lot of that money that thought maybe this Indian equities are rather expensive, and they always are expensive. So that was money rotating from India to China. You can't fault them, but I think this is it's probably a buy. Indonesia. This one's looking worse. Not that great, no. Probably want to stay away from it and keep with the other ones that are not flatlining like this name here. As you can see, it's not going anywhere. It hasn't for half a year. So Vietnam did very well. Was almost up 100% from the low here in April as well. Seems to be about to break some support here. Maybe that has something to do with it, with the tariffs or something. I'm not sure. But generally, I mean, it seems to be just in a pullback in an uptrend here. It's hard to argue that, you know, this is a bearish trend. Malaysia, all-time highs pretty much, I guess. Yeah, pretty much within 2% of it. So hard to call that one bullish. Thailand, a little bit like Vietnam, you could argue, maybe a little bit stronger, but probably not the one you want to be buying, guys. It's well below its all-time high. Seems to be, you know, not that bullish at all. So maybe just go with other stuff, run with other countries' exposure. Philippines looking terrible. Singapore looking hot. South Africa, you know, a fake breakout here. This one back above seems to still be caught in a little downtrend here in the very short term. But overall, guys, I mean, these emerging markets here, as you can tell here, they're generally rather strong. So you hear a lot of people say like, oh, it's just like the mega caps driving all the growth, and that's all there is. And once that goes away, everything's going to collapse. Well, that's not what these charts are saying here. That's very obvious. That this outperformance here and strength is driven by a lot more than like the max 7 or whatever, you know. So the charts don't lie, guys. Turkey, basket case, stay away. Israel, rocking. Interesting. Saudi Arabia, well, a lot of chop. I wouldn't buy it. Doesn't look great. Doesn't look bad, I suppose, but I don't know why you want to buy it when there's a lot of other options available. Qatar, looking decent. Looking decent. UAE, strong. Looks to be strong, yeah. UK, this is actually quite interesting. It's well, the country seems to be falling apart. So some would argue the stock market surely is not. So that's interesting. France, pretty strong. It's lost a lot of momentum here, though. Germany, despite their best efforts to destroy the country, the stock market is actually doing quite well. Though it is certainly rolling over a little bit here, but it doesn't have to mean that this is the end of the world, or in this case of the German stock market. Though you have a lot of headwinds, as you're probably well aware of. Italy, this is actually one of the big outperformers in Europe. Looks very strong. I think if the dollar rolls back over, we're gonna go right above this and make new highs. Spain, all-time high close here. Very strong name. It's up 60% or something on the year. That's one of the strongest stock markets on the planet, I'm pretty sure. The Netherlands, strong, pretty strong. Maybe a little bit of a double top here, but generally, I mean, still above the 50-day clearly. Norway, breaking down a little bit. Yeah, probably not the best buy at this point. Give it some time. Sweden. Finland, very strong. Very strong, nearly the all-time highs here. Really rocketed during the last month. Just now consolidating. Switzerland. Getting kind of choppy up here, but overall, it's respecting the 50-day here so far. Austria, flatlining here, but overall, it's been a very strong year for Austria as well. Up about 50%, or if not more, on the year. Denmark. Not sure why, but this is not looking too great here. Looks to be breaking down, and it's quite far below the high here of about a year ago, more than a year ago. So might want to stay away from that one. Greece. This is a strong market, guys. It's still respecting the 50-day here. It's consolidating above it. If you get a little bit of dollar weakness here again, this thing might explode and make new highs above the 67 mark here. So might be one to keep an eye on again. Poland, they seem to be doing a lot of stuff right. It's a strong market here. Up like 60%, guys. I mean, it's a strong market, and it keeps clawing its way higher. I wouldn't want to fade it. So that's a rather long list of countries here that I highlighted. I figured that would be beneficial for you guys. It's just so I show you know we're focused on the U.S., but I just want to show you guys that there's plenty of things that are carrying this bull market here, and it's not just those stocks that everybody knows like Nvidia or Meta or whatever, Apple. So this is a pretty widespread bull market. A lot of countries here, the vast majority are in what seems to be secular bull markets. So wouldn't want to be fading that. This is not like a one-man show or one country show that America is the greatest here. A lot of countries here are fastly outperforming the U.S. here this year, and have been for quite some time actually. So yeah, plenty of bullish stuff. Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to touch on. I want to thank you again for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, be starting a podcast rather soon. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy. Cheers.